Explosive clash: is Israel committing genocide in Gaza? Or just defending itself? Buckle up for a raw, no-holds-barred debate that'll make your blood boil. We have to handle the word genocide like a live grenade. Seriously, there's zero proof of any genocide unfolding in Gaza right now. If Israel truly aimed to wipe out everyone there, trust me, they've got the firepower and tech to pull it off in a heartbeat, and they haven't. They drop warnings before blasting buildings. Get this insane fact: Israel has unleashed more bombs on Gaza than the number of deaths Hamas even claims. How the hell does that scream genocide? When they tell folks, hey, we're hitting Gaza City, you've got 2 more days to get out, that's the opposite of extermination. Picture this: a battle-hardened military analyst squares off against a host who shreds every weak argument. They go toe-to-toe on genocide accusations, civilian bloodshed, those sneaky Hamas tunnels, and the gut-wrenching question: is Israel's game plan built to crush the enemy or just spin wheels in endless violence? Before we plunge into the full explosive story, drop a comment on where you're tuning in from, and smash that like and subscribe button so you catch the next firestorm. This ain't some polished policy chit-chat, it's a brutal slugfest over cold hard facts, hidden motives, and razor-sharp definitions. One camp screams military muscle proves no evil intent. The other demands accountability for the carnage and fallout. Even the words they sling are weapons. Genocide isn't just slang, it's a bombshell that can flip policies and public rage in seconds. Tune in for the pressure cooker moments, pre-strike alerts, body counts that don't add up, underground warfare nightmares, and if brute force can really stomp out a fanatic ideology. Plus, the brutal flip side: sitting idle just begs for the next slaughter. Watch sharp, the real war isn't just buried in tunnels. It's raging over who owns the narrative up top. Julia Hartley-Brewer here. Let's dive into how Israel and Gaza might dominate the chat between Donald Trump and Keir Starmer at Chequers tomorrow. Joining me is Sean Bell, a top-tier military and defense expert. Good morning, Sean. Morning, Julia. Thanks for jumping on. No question, there's massive heat on the PM to grill Trump, Israel's rock-solid, almost lone true ally, about this wild IDF push into Gaza this week. And that bombshell UN report screaming genocide? What's cooking behind those closed doors? It'll be a wild ride. Starmer and Trump have a laundry list: Ukraine's mess, and yeah, the Middle East inferno. Folks are getting queasy, especially since military ops are just tools for bigger political wins. Netanyahu's ranting that storming Gaza City is all about obliterating Hamas. But us military types? We know bulldozing and won't kill off Hamas for good. You could flatten Gaza City to dust, but remember the Gaza Metro, those endless miles of tunnels snaking underground? Word is, 75% are still operational, all under Hamas control. They'll just vanish down there like ghosts. The only ones getting crushed? Innocent Palestinians. Even 600 big-shot IDF brass and Pauls admit, no pure military fix for Hamas now. And those hostages? Still maybe 48 alive, plus one hurt kid from before history shows they only walk free via talks, not raids. You say that, but hostages only get freed because Hamas is dragged to the table for ceasefires. They need breathing room. Not out of kindness after raping, torturing, starving them. Hamas ain't saints, they're coerced. Spot on. But blasting into Qatar to assassinate their negotiators? That's Israel screaming, talks? We're done. Casualty tallies hitting 65,000 Palestinians dead now. Hamas inflated claims, but we know 23,000 were fighters. Julia, numbers fly everywhere, but just eyeball the rubble pics: buildings collapsing, folks trapped. Global unease is exploding, fueling the UN genocide callout. Irony alert: the 1948 Genocide Convention was born from the Holocaust horrors against Jews. Exactly why we toss genocide around like dynamite. No evidence in Gaza. If Israel wanted annihilation, they'd do it, they haven't. Warnings before strikes? More bombs dropped than alleged deaths? Evacuation heads-ups? That's anti-genocide moves. Boom, shift from missiles to mind games. The scrap ditches hardware for word wars. Genocide is a legal nuke, a guilt trip, a policy flipper. Swallow it, and bam, diplomacy crumbles, aid dries up, sanctions slam, alliances shatter. Spit it out, and it's back to defense mode, anti-terror ops, tough but necessary losses. Both sides arm up with lingo for the win. Genocide, group punishment, ethnic wipeout versus balance, human shields, surgical hits. These ain't neutral tags, they rig the game pre-kickoff. Legally, genocide demands intent to erase a people. Gut level? It screams pure evil, no gray zones. That law-hard rift is the debate's core. Bottom line, word ownership dictates options. Label it genocide? Ceasefires, trials, boycotts inevitable. Tag it insurgency smackdown? Focus flips to tactics, alerts, burrows, odds. This ain't Gaza only. It's a reality tug-of-war, words fencing off what's okay. Julia, I'm military through and through, steering clear of political slime. But if Netanyahu ordered me to raze Gaza City for Hamas extinction, I'd stare him down, boss, impossible. So, what's plan B? We stormed Iraq and Syria to gut ISIS, Afghanistan to smash Al-Qaeda, with civilians in the crossfire who weren't involved. Why the double standard for Israel? Even military voices pile on. Sure, you can't bomb out Hamas ideology, new recruits spawn forever. But that didn't halt the West from hitting terror threats. Dead right. Spent 2 years in Afghanistan, 3 tours grinding. Military play was hearts and minds, woo locals, isolate bad guys. If Israel mirrored that, they'd court Palestinians against Hamas. But this? Nah. Hamas is ghost ideology now. Military hammer won't smash it. Key, IDF cleared Gaza zones, went door-to-door hunting fighters. They've decimated leadership, down to third-string bosses. Goals: finding tunnel mouths, rescuing hostages if possible, or nuking the network. What's the alternative? Suck it up, wait for next October 7th? Innocents die in every war, horrific, but reality. We don't crucify our leaders like this. As a vet, what else could Israel do? Militaries devour history for lessons. Ops must nail political goals. Most nations push two-state fix, Palestine and Israel coexisting. Netanyahu? Not buying it. Neither are Palestinians, they've nuked two-state deals 4 times. True, but they crave one state, no Israel. If world insists on 2 states despite both sides hate, Netanyahu's dodging. West Bank's illegal grabs, even Israel calls them out, hint at bigger land grab dreams. That's spiking global jitters. This UN genocide rag? Laughable bias from a hijacked org. Mentions tunnel once, questions Sinwar's hideout under a hospital. Ignores October 7th massacre, frames it as Israel's unprovoked strike. No Hamas hostages nod, but blasts Israel for detaining Palestinians. Partisan trash, yet Pauls and media gobble it up, poisoning views.